I love Macon. It's home to me. I'm not originally from Macon, but I lived in Warner Robins as a kid and then came here for law school. But I think like any place or any person that you love, there's always some things about them that you're kind of like, really? And I've lived enough places to know that nowhere's perfect. But Macon is like 1952 with Wi-Fi sometimes. I've noticed it most recently in that I work in a very small office at Central Georgia Casa, and it's me and one employee. And the employee that we've hired is from Atlanta, and she's an African-American young lady, about the same age as me. And so I'm kind of like showing her Macon, and I'll take her out to eat places, and she'll look around and say, you know, I'm the only black person in here. And I guess it doesn't strike me because I'm not the one who's different, but I kind of look around and I go, demographically, that is not a representation of where we live. And that is very much one of those kind of 1952 things about Macon. That even though I don't know that we have set out as a community today in 2013 to live a segregated life, I think decisions that have been made in the last 60 years have resulted in this world in which it's weird that I go out to lunch with her and she's the only African American in the room. And that's not, that shouldn't be the case anymore. And I don't know if that's a function of a small town, hypersensitivity to an issue, or the fact that some of the choices that were made by people who lived here a long time ago are still affecting us very much today. But that's kind of one of those frustrations, I think. As I was looking for work here, coming out of school, and I'm highly overeducated, there was this kind of sense of there are no female tax attorneys in Macon. I was a tax attorney before I went to work for CASA, and I was pretty much the only female in town with an LLM in tax who was practicing law. And that's not representative of the group of people who currently practice law in that area. But in Macon, that's not weird. That's just normal. Again, very 1952-ish. I think some of those social mores have stuck with us, which isn't a bad thing. I think they got some things right in the 50s that we as a society don't get right anymore. But I think there's kind of a stigma if you're, in your early 30s and not married in Macon that maybe doesn't need to exist. I think there's still that kind of expectation that, well, you're 25 and you're not married and you don't have kids. What's wrong with you?
That's good.
Which I just think some of those things kind of exist here. That doesn't mean I don't love Macon and doesn't mean I haven't chosen to live here, but